Story time! When we started our business, we actually were harassed a lot by another company who was in a completely different town. They assumed they owned the right to candy boxes, which was weird, as there are hundreds of candy box businesses out there. But we didn't only just deal with harassing messages from their friends in our DMs and comments. On top of all of this, we were building a business off of very small savings that we had been adding to for over a year, which was a huge struggle. Try growing an international candy business on a $2,000 budget. It's not easy. Then add a pandemic and school closures into that fun mix. And please know, I'm not complaining about this. I have a point I'm getting to, I promise. We built this business out of a 200 square foot office in our home. James had been laid off his job about 3 or 4 times at this point, and money was tight. Before we finally said, let's do this, we were faced with the question on whether or not we should throw in the towel for a few more years or just jump on in. Obviously, we chose to jump in, as here we are. I've lived a life of people telling me, no, you can't do that. I was a kiddo who grew up in the early 90s with some very intense ADHD problems. I didn't hold still, I didn't learn like other kids, and I doodled a lot. So when it came to starting a business of my own, I wasn't going to let anyone stand in my way. Instead, I used all that negative energy and I turned it into fuel for my fire. I ignored all the harassing messages instead of calling out these people publicly. James and I put our small budget into swing and we crossed our fingers and hoped for the best and did our best to try and create a routine that kind of worked for our kids and us, which was hard as brick looking back on, but we did it. My point that I was telling you about? Don't let anyone stand in your way. You may not be able to control what other people or people around you say, but you can control how you react. You're gonna let them hold you back, or are you gonna hit the ground running and prove them all wrong? I think you should prove them wrong.